What's this called then? I just took it off of.
The flank billet.
The billet, you're right. The rear billet, flank billet, good, okay. So yes, you've got your both sides here. What are these things right here called? Saddle strings. What's this part called?
Back jockey.
The what?
Back jockey.
Yes, the back. What's this called?
Skirt.
Skirt. What's this called right here?
Front jockey.
The front jockey. This called?
Fender.
Fender. What's this underneath here?
Stirrup leathers.
Stirrup leathers. This is the
Hobble strap.
hobble strap. What's this called?
Stirrup.
Stirrup. Okay. What's this called? Seat. What's this?
Handle.
What's this?
Triangle.
Roll. Okay. What's this?
Fork. Or swells.
Fork or swells. Okay. What's this thing called?
Latigo.
The latigo. What do we connect the latigo to saddle them up?
The front cinch.
The cinch. Okay, now I would always recommend, sometimes you don't know. In fact, I made this mistake once. I was young. I went with my dad. We used to buy things, well, we still do. We buy lots of we try to make practical gifts at Christmas. We buy tack and different things. Seems like the cinches are always wearing out. I bought a single layer cinch for my dad, and I learned right then, like I said, I was young. He said, oh, let's take this back and get us. He said, I appreciate it, son, but those wear out and break way too quick. So let's go back. We always buy these that are double braided.
Yeah.
They last longer. Okay, you might be thinking you're saving yourself some money by buying one of those single layered cinches. Buy double though, because these double braided ones are going to last a lot longer. What's this called?
It's like the connecting strap, isn't it?
I just call it connecting cinch connecting strap. Okay, because we do need to connect it to the front and the back. The reason for that,
So your back cinches become a
we
strap.
don't want this back cinch. It's got to be connected to the front cinch, because if it's not,
It'll slide back.
it'll slide back.
And then you'll get
And
a
some
bumper.
horses get a little sensitive when you get things back by their rear flank. Might be fun, but nothing like a horse starting to buck on you when you're in the middle of trying to rope sick calves or something.
That's what bucking horses buck is, because they have flank strap.
Okay? So now, another thing here really quick, like, because we have about 20 minutes. All right, so right here, this whole thing is called a bridle. This right here are called,
Reins.
what kind of reins? Split reins. What are the other type of reins?
Rope ring.
Rope reins. I call them roping reins. They're all just one rein that you connect, okay, and you unconnect one rein. Okay, so split reins. What are these things right here called?
Shank.
This is a shank. This is called the,
Bit.
well, this whole thing is called the bit. This is the shank. This is the mouthpiece. This piece right here in the middle is,
No, it's kind of
well, what kind of bit is this?
curb bit.
It is a curb bit, but this actual piece right here is called a port. Okay, now, this bit right here, this one has some swivel in it, but it also has what I would consider to be a high port. This is called a connect, or a correction bit. Okay, now we put these copper rings on here. What we did, and we bought the horse that this came with. We bought a horse by the name of Indian several years ago. Picked him up in the Walmart parking lot up in Gillette. Came out of Ekalaka, Montana. That dude was so good I could cut and rope goats off of him. That's how cool that horse was. But he came with this correction bit. Good man, that dude was power. And I rode him most time on a tight rein, pulling back, and he just. And if you ever rode, you know you're under some power when you can just feel it underneath you. And when they move, the back just swells. And then when you turn them loose,
They're ready
all
to
you got
go.
is wind in your face. High port. Now the thing is, okay, you got to understand about these bits. Oftentimes, and I mean, there's a lot I need to learn. All right, there's, Dad grew up breaking horses. He didn't want his children doing it. He knows it's dangerous. It's hard on your body. He didn't want to have to worry about colts. He wanted us to have horses on the place that he could trust. That when he told his boys to go do something and go over the hill and gather those cows, he knew that the horse was going to come back with a kid on top of him. And so we never had rank horses or horses that we had to doubt. But a lot of people are a little tough on horses early, maybe more so than they need, and a lot of it deals with this bit. Okay, bits can be pretty hard on them. The thing about it is, when that goes in their mouth, and you're wanting a horse to stop, you're pulling back on the shank. What's the bit gonna do? It's gonna go up. Okay, and so this correction bit, like there's a bit called a gag bit that is even longer than this and runs clear back into like the back side of the mouth.
That's gotta be a naughty horse though.
That's got to be a pretty naughty horse. This one here is just for a little more control on a power horse. That's the way I consider this one. What's this piece called? Chin strap or a curb strap. Call it a curb strap for our house. Okay, and then this piece here is the head stall. Head stall. This is the earpiece. Now this bridle came with a piece that you with a throat latch strap, throat strap. I took it off. I thought it was annoying. Hated having to. Now some people like them because they say their horses rub and get their bridles off. Okay, this one here, same type of deal, but you notice that the bit's just a little bit different. Okay, this right here is nothing more than a well, the snaffle, just a regular old snaffle. Okay, long shank. Okay, everything else is the same. This bit right here is a little easier on the mouth. You can put them usually on any. We use this bit on any type of horse. We have a couple different snaffle bits on our place. So then, and I'm trying to think if I have rags. Got paper towels. Something that is pretty important. What's that? I think it's off. So I'm going to. What I want us to do, really quick, like in these final moments, is. Oh, and then does anybody know why we have a rubber on the saddle horn?
Roping.
For roping.
To keep your dowry.
To make sure that your rope doesn't slide. They put rawhide around the saddle horn. Which everybody thinks, okay, fine. But you know what your rope does when you rope something? All it does is run. It runs, the rawhide just lets it slip. Okay? Well, you gotta wrap it somehow, some way. We just use old car tire inner tube, cut a strip, wrap it around. And so one thing that we have to do from time to time is condition the leather. Like my dad always told us growing up, this is a rainy day job. On the ranch, nothing to do outside. You can't really, well, what do? You go to the barn and you clean your saddles. You can use saddle soap. This jar, I found this jar back in the corner. This saddle soap right here is pretty good stuff. You can tell it's been a while since we've opened this jar. I might melt it, actually I might go melt it and we can pour it on here. But what I want us to do, we could probably use some paper towels. It's not as good as a cloth, but we need to grab a section. I like to condition the strings really well. You can see that those things didn't get treated probably well enough early on in life. And this is a saddle that I plan on handing down to my children. My dad won it. I started riding it when I was, 13. I noticed he wasn't riding it. It was brand new, so it was pretty stiff. And he didn't want to take the time to break it in, so he said, well, sure, you can ride it. So I've broken it in. I put most of the miles on this saddle. And I have to be honest, I want to say last fall I probably should have, my horse sunk with me in the pond. And we were wet. I was wet up to here. I was chasing a cow. She cut across the pond. I was trying to cut a corner. Well, all we did was sink in the pond mud. And the horse just fell out from underneath me, basically. The entire saddle was wet. I'm trying to remember if I did. I don't think I did. So what I would like us to do today is take a little time. We're going to soak this saddle up really good, okay? And we're going to treat it here and take good care of it. Like I said, my dad won this at Cheyenne Frontier Days back in 1981. I was 4 years old, and I don't remember that year in particular,